It's Keemstar. Do you know what's happening? Cootergate? Arby's?
Were you under
Wham,
the
bam,
blanket?
thank you, ma'am.
Were you guys under the blanket like Rastov?
Oh, hell no.
Scratching King Stock's stomach.
No, as far as Cootergate goes, I wish people could go to Fat Camp, right? Do your little shows, and whatever's happening off camera could be everyone's own little, like, you know, what happens at Fat Camp stays at Fat Camp, right? I don't know why there ever had to be all this gossip. This person's doing this, that person's doing that, because all it's resulted in is everyone looking bad.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, these rumors have made Tina look bad, Becky look bad, Roxy look bad, Savage look bad, Mike look bad. Like, I mean, yeah, Wonder Woman look bad. Like, it's just, everyone looks bad. Everyone looks stupid and silly.
Exactly.
But it's great for views.
It's 100% great for views. But it's kind of like I said, you know, eventually Queens and Milkers just need to let the shit go because they're only going to get lower and lower and lower with each other, and more wild shit's going to come out. And obviously, shit happened at Fat Camp, and now here we are. The LCU's on fire.
Yeah. Shush, Ken. Let them get lower and lower until one of them gets in a 6-foot grave, okay? We can persevere. Cafe can persevere. Who cares about the other shows? Let them get lower and lower. But speaking of the Cootergate, the coochie's falling out. So Keemstar was there. He went to sleep a little bit early, so he couldn't control his little kids. But Roxy said she has a video. Keemstar, where's the video at? Where's the video at?
This is the other thing. This is why you shouldn't be recording people when they're in private. Like, this is a whole nother thing. Like, I just think this whole thing is stupid. It's silly. You know, there's a lot of cover-ups and lies on top of lies. And it's like, this person's covering for this person, but the person that's being covered is outing someone else and trying to leak shit, but they don't want shit leaked on them. I mean, it's all hypocritical. It's a giant fucking mess.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where's the energy, Keemstar? The energy you had with me on Rewind. We're just like, show the clip. Show the clip. Show us the clip. Show us the clip.
No one wants to see roast beef sandwiches, Fiends. All right, that shit needs to get edited down. All right. How's she gonna...
technology. Blur the video.
Roxy is not going to reveal the clip. She said she's not revealing any videos.
Or she's fired if she doesn't reveal the clip.
Well, if she did, wouldn't that be like revenge porn or something? Like, I don't even know if she can legally do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you are right. But I do have a question, though. As far as Milkers goes today, I know Zeta's on there. People were saying Twiggy also. Who's on Milkers today?
Roxy and Zeta are supposed to be on Milkers today. Okay. Savage may make an appearance. I don't know. I thought with everything happening and the hypocrisy and everything, it's probably best to just pull her off for a couple days. And at one point she did say she was quitting, but then I spoke to her after and she said she was really mad that I told people that she was quitting because she doesn't want to quit. So I don't really know. Like, I mean, in a perfect world for the audience, I would think that Savage goes and faces the music today, but also like, I think that might be bad for the show. It might be bad for Milkers that she's on there. Like, well, I don't really know what to do. I hate being the fucking boss because y'all go and cause all these goddamn problems, and then I got to try to PR it and like make the best decisions for the company and the channels and the shows.
Heavy is the head, bro. That's all I'm saying. Heavy is the head.
Exactly. Keemstar right now is PRing pussy regulation. So Keemstar's like, oh my god, I hate all this drama. What's with all the drama? But then he goes and turns around. He's like, I'm going to unban Twiggy. Twiggy is the person that made all this come out, but I'm going to unban him.
Well, the problem is, I told y'all motherfuckers, let the mermaids and donut shit alone, but y'all wouldn't listen, and all these motherfuckers got unbanned, and now we have these wildfires, all right? Team Smart when he did this.
Here's my thing with Twiggy, right? Twiggy went and he was wrong to just like go out and say what he's seen, right? Like, he shouldn't be leaking that shit. You know, it didn't affect him personally. And the stuff with like Wonder Woman throwing it back, like, dude, that's the wrong way to phrase it. She was just probably dancing. Like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Yep. Everyone's dancing, having a good time. Like, you know, the way Twiggy said like that whole thing about Wonder Woman was like, you know.
So it's interesting to see that Cafe really adopted the Remind moniker. I think in a way, if they ever go through a rebrand, I think Remind or Remorning would actually be a really good idea. Shout out really to Ken and Bean to really changing Cafe from what it was, and them really focusing on drama was sort of a needed help for their channel. I mean, this stream particularly got around like close to 600 views, if I remember carefully. It was pretty high for the most part, especially on a Thursday. Now, apologies, drinking some water. Now, they were talking about even they were talking about the whole thing with Savage and Xylee and all that fun, crazy stuff with. I guess I must have forgotten that. I forgot to mention that the Savage pirates were looking for Xylee info, but from what I've heard, they couldn't find anything. That can mean anything, but I don't blame Keemstar. Because later on the day, they more or less cut ties with Savage. With it is what it is. What do you expect? But what cut me really how they were getting into the drama, the nitty gritty of this particular stream. Now, do I think Cafe is going to keep going down this path? 100% they will. They will. And I think it's a necessary change for their channel to get things better.
Wonder Woman gave him a lap dance. Did not happen. I know for a fact that did not happen. But that's the way
she was over puking on herself. To be honest,
boy,
I saw that shit.
Here we go.
But wait, let me steam the drama just a little bit.
Excuse me.
Nightmare.
Excuse me, really
What?
quick.
God, who
Sorry,
cares? The Prince
no, no,
Peter came
no,
out.
no, listen, please, just stop. Keem, why every show has to use his beans? Honey, just get your own content. Follow Ken. We need more Ken, not beans and using our fucking shit. This is old.
Okay, then fucking tune in on Saturday. Ken is gonna do some
I'll
long-form
do that.
content to you. You can
Oh, I'm
freaking
all there
jerk
for
off
Ken.
while
I'm
Ken is
there.
on
No, no.
screen.
I'm just
Do that.
entertainment.
You're here.
Keem,
Roxy,
Keem, you're
hydrate.
ruining everything.
Move
And
the
why do I
mic.
want the black, sweetie? I said all black. You have white and black. Black,
Where's
black,
the
black,
video?
black widow. Come on.
Where's
It
the
looks
video? Why are we
sick.
talking about fashion?
Get it.
Talk about the lack of fashion on people's body because apparently people aren't wearing underwear. Coochie's all out, popping pussy everywhere, being a nasty girl for the camera. Where is the video? Where is the video? Give me the video. Video. Give me the video. Where's the video at? Roxy, why you jump in here and not talk about the video?
Damn, Beans is high on that
She is, bro.
lolcowcafe butterscotch.
She is, bro.
Damn.
That's what I'm telling y'all.
Give me the video.
Grab this fucking bag of coffee so you can have the energy Beans did. Maybe I should have proved that instead of mushroom bullshit. All right, just saying.
This is what I wanted. This is all I wanted ever in life. Just the drawing.
To finish my point, the thing with Twiggy is like, yeah, he did wrong. But when he took a bullet for Savage and went and said, oh, it was all a lie, and you know what I mean? And he like covered for her, and then she still decided to ban him. I was like, damn, that's cold. Like, you don't have any mercy for the guy that reversed everything and tried to cover for you and help you out. So that left like a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, damn, that's cold as shit.
Well, she's trying to get rid of people that know the full story, so she's trying to silence the truth. That's what it appears. And that's probably why she wanted him banned, because he would have just kept talking about it. And then we get what happened when, I think it's fucked up, she told Xylee her pirates couldn't find anything on her. And she has a YouTube and a Twitter, so after that, it's personal, like, social media accounts at that point. That's kind of a rocky line, man.
I think that's another reason for the suspensions, because like, I really need to think about this stuff, because if that is true and that was said to Xylee, maybe Savage just can't be here. Like, there's just a lot of different stuff that I have to like really think about, you know?
Definitely.
You know, we've had multiple live events where there's been problems with like people going IRL and stuff. And we just can't have that here. And if that was truly said to Xylee, I would probably cut ties with Savage. You know, go harass us in our real life. You know, outside of the club, not in the club. You know, go do it outside the club.
That's the bullshit, dude. Because I mean, if she did it to Xylee, she'll do it to anybody else if she disagrees with them, and her pirates will follow her blindly and do whatever she wants. And she's also known doing it in the past, so it's just not a good look. Like if that happened, that's not at all a good look, man.
I'm disappointed with Savage for multiple things, but like the main thing is just the stupidity. Like, okay, Twiggy goes on, says everything's a lie, it's not true. Why the fuck do you call out Rewind and be like, you should have covered for me, you should have said something, da da da? Like, what?
Yeah.
That is so mind-blowingly stupid. I don't get that.
Yep, and I mean, it's just like Xylee said, if they would have said anything, it would have been the truth, and that would have been a lot worse. So they didn't say anything to protect her because it's not.
And talking about the pirates, it is true from what I understand, the Savage pirates will blindly follow her, but I think that can apply to anybody. Let's not deny the LCL doesn't have that kind of issue sometimes. I mean, the LCU. It's a sort of get into the whole thing about Keemstar and him mentioning like, why not, you know, what happens in Fat Camp stays in Fat Camp. I think truthfully the thing is that I think Savage stuff is only the tip of the iceberg. From what we understand and from what I've heard through the grapevine, there was a lot more degenerate stuff going on. Now, I'm not sure about it, right? And good on Ken for like stepping away, because he mentioned that he more or less did not want to get involved. He more or less like went to his own separate hotel and stood there. I don't blame the guy, because you know he's a married man and he doesn't want to be caught in a situation like that, which is 100% true. You know, which, you know, in the case of Savage doing what she did. But at the same time, it's like, you know, many of these people are kind of degenerate in their own personal life. I feel like people need to remember that a lot of these big names, right? But a lot of these streamers or YouTubers, right? Again, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm going to make that clear. I don't feel like I'm a YouTuber, and I'm always going to stick by that. I just want to make that very clear before I get any criticism. Because and for anybody say, oh, well, you act like one. Perfectly fine criticism. Perfectly fine. 100%. I'm not going to deny that, and I'm going to try to be better. But I'm just a detractor and really more or less a recapper and giving my own opinion on this stuff. But like what I'm getting across is that a lot of these streamers, a lot of these people, a lot of these content creators are known to be degenerate in their own personal life. So Savage doing what he did, it to me not shocking. You know. But then again, even if some extent what Twiggy said was maybe a little bit of a lie, or maybe, you know, even Xylee could be lying right for her own need, it shouldn't be surprising if some of these people are degenerates. At the same time, how much deeper does it go? Like, I think Savage is only the tip of the iceberg of the degeneracy that happened in Fat Camp. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes even further down with Keem, because I know Kid Behind the Camera was sort of like that as well. So, you know, it is what it is, I guess.
Their business, but the cat's out of the bag at this point, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Let me just
honestly, go ahead.
continue. No, I was just gonna say, let me address somebody saying that Beans is advocating revenge porn. First of all, no hot dogs were stuck in no donuts, okay? Somebody had their pussy out allegedly. And we're just saying, to cover this all up, to bury the drama once and for all, show the video. It would take 5 fucking seconds if it's that much of a big deal. I'm not advocating for shit. I'm also saying freaking blur it. I'm saying blur it. Would I want that? I'm just trying to get rid of the drama, honey boo boo child. But the thing is, this is wild. This is wild. I just want to say that. Also, why am I being so hyped up? Why am I being so hyped up for you guys? I'm spilling the beans, spilling the tea, being all energetic, and there are no fucking donos, and there's only 150 fucking likes on this video. I'm never doing this shit again. I'm never doing this shit again. If I don't get like at least 5, 10 super chats right now, I'm fucking leaving. You're gonna be stuck with Ken and freaking Wonder Woman over here. And
Don't want that. Don't want that.
He's covering up for everything. He didn't even talk about what happened when she got back to the cabin.
Beans, what happened to you? Have you been jamming out to the new Kanye single?
Maybe.
I can't.
Maybe.
That's fucking. All I'm gonna say too, bro, is make sure you talk to Mike to get his side of the story if he remembers anything. Because
I talked to Mike, and Mike
boy.
told me the truth on everything, and he
Oh.
also told me he's not telling the public shit, which is, you know, what you're supposed to do. Fucking, I don't know. I know the truth of what happened that night because multiple people have told me, including Savage. And, you know, it's just like I've heard from everyone on this. It's like, I think it's important to go back to what Billy said. Like, dude, there's no crimes. Like, no, you know, it's not like someone's gonna get arrested and someone's in serious trouble. You know, this is all people's personal lives. You know, it's Savage's marriage. It's, Roxy and Savage's reputation, Tina's reputation, you know, Twiggy's reputation, all the people involved, Mike's reputation, and you know, it's just stupid. It's just so fucking dumb. I don't know.
Daddy 69 super chatted
Hey,
$20.
Toxty King,
Forget
you'll
the
figure it
drama.
out because
I'm
your
trying
start
to
date
party
You'll
with
figure it
Wonder
out.
Yep.
Figure it
Thank you,
out.
Wonder
But
Woman.
also huge ass with the $10. Yes, ma'am. We have Plague Daddy 69 with the fucking 20. Forget drama. I'm trying to party with Wonder Woman. Maybe you want to party with Plague Daddy. We also have Lucifina with the 5, and we have 2,000 Andrew with you 199. Thank you all. Thank you all. You guys are my shooters.
Hey, Wonder Woman, could you do me a
Yes.
favor? Are you gonna be
Yes.
free when Milkers is on?
Yes.
Could you go on Milk?
It's funny how Keemstar said he knows what truly happened that night, but then acts like he doesn't know that night, which means he's probably trying to cover his own ass because he probably did some questionable stuff, and I wouldn't be surprised if it involves another host or somebody outside of the LCU. Wouldn't be too surprising. But I think that's what really how I feel is that ultimately there's probably something much more deeper that's going on with the Sabbath stuff that, you know, if the Sabbath is only the tip of the iceberg, what else happened? How much of it is true? How much of it's lie? You know, they go back and forth about the Twiggy stuff, whether or not that's true or whether or not that's false. Like, I'm not gonna really fully believe it because it's coming out of Twiggy's mouth, and I'm not gonna believe it mostly because of Xylee. But then again, it wouldn't surprise me if Savage is. I don't know what I'm trying to come across, and I feel like I'm fence sitting, which I shouldn't be doing. Is I just think they're all fucking degenerate. I personally think she may have done something, probably like nothing too bad, but something that was a little crossing the line. But she stated that she kind of is in an open relationship or something like they're swingers. So if that is the case, then it's like it's not out of the ordinary. But sometimes, because I know Savage mentioned that she is like interested in girls, so she's bisexual. But even let's say that's okay, why would she do it with a man? It'd be a little different if she was like doing it with a woman. I think most people would be like, well, she's a swinger for women, so it is what it is. But then again, how much of it is the truth? How much of it is the lie? How much of it is, you know, muddle in between, right? You know, that's what I'm trying to imply, that like the truth is probably somewhere in the middle, in the disgusting tip of the middle, right? And again, that's how I feel, because in reality, I don't think you can trust any real information that comes out a lot of the time from the LCL. It's sometimes you have to go off your own opinion or your own gut feeling, right? I think in a way the Twiggy stuff could just be completely false, or most of it is false, and then Xylee is just adding to the fuel because she doesn't like Savage. She makes that very clear. So she has her own vested interest. Because it makes sense that lately she's been getting along with Becky, so it wouldn't be too surprising. That's how it really is. I feel like there was some collusion, or maybe there was some information could have been true, but some information could be kind of false. A lot of like, we don't know. We have to go off your own gut feeling because you can't really trust either side. And I think that's what it comes down to, is that ultimately, I don't think you can really trust both sides because both sides have their own interest. And that's something I have to always remind myself, is that I always, even if one host says the other thing, should you really trust them? Right? You know? Till then, have a good one. Be safe and God bless, y'all.